So I recently had to change my name to this, and we all know what that means. I need to get Doug's title to make it even better. My journey starts here, 605 trophies and 1984 mastery points. I also set myself some challenges throughout this whole push just to make it much harder than it needs to be. So the first one is Power 1, rank 25. As some of you may already know, I already have a few rank 25 Power 1 brawlers on my account. I thought that this push wouldn't be so hard, but there is a big issue. I have pushed my previous ranks before the upgrade changes. If you don't know what I exactly mean by that, I'ma just let Danny explain it.
We wanna tell you about a new change regarding power level.
Power levels will now increase your Brawler power from 5% to 10% with each level.
So yeah, 5% to 10% really made a big difference, and I could feel it right away. Before this change I was still able to engage in some fights, but now it's actually not possible. To make a good comparison, old Power 1 was the same as today's Power 6, that's a 50% stat nerf. It also means that I need to have 10 power cubes to have the same damage as a Power 11 Doug, but I would still have less health. Power 1 stats are also terrible. Doug has 5000 HP, similar to Power 11B, and he deals 1200 damage, exactly the same as Ruff's 1 projectile, but he has the shortest range in the game. This is one of the worst brawlers that I could have chosen for a Power 1 push, and I don't want to experience it ever again. But with all of these difficulties, I managed to get Silver 1, Silver 2 and Silver 3 mastery with just Power 1. But the trophy push was really hard. I have played on 5 showdown maps in total, with some breaks in between, and this push took me more than 1 week to complete. My first strategy was to sit on outside of the map in Island Invasion, and it was going pretty well. I managed to get 700 trophies, and that's where I left Doug. Then I decided to play on Feast or Famine, and let me tell you, this wasn't a good decision. At first I thought that it wouldn't be so bad because there are a lot of bushes in the mid, so people would just fight quickly, but there is a big issue: close spawn points. If I was next to a psycho, my game was over, and there was nothing I could have done. Even with all of the walls which are supposed to be good for Doug, I was just getting eliminated by brawlers I'm supposed to be decent against, which really sucks. I didn't get anything done here apart from a bit of mastery points, which was still not what I was looking for. So then I tried to play on safety center, and it didn't go much better. Early game is much easier than on Feast or Famine, but the problem is late game. Once you have to go to mid, there is no way you can survive for long. For some reason I played quite a lot on this map, and that got me to Silver 1 mastery. The next map I was looking forward to was Scorched Stone. It was a good mix of both of the previous maps. Spawns were somewhat far away from each other, and getting to late game was much easier. But the problem here was that people play really aggressive on this map. Once I was spotted by someone, it was their life mission to kill a brawler 10 levels below them. But I still managed to get to 720 trophies, and after that, it all went downhill. I was losing game after game after game, and the tilt was crazy. At some point I even dropped to 650 trophies, which made me really demotivated to continue this push. Some games I was just getting 3v1'd, and there was nothing I could have done. But then, the perfect map came out. Skull Creek. It had everything. Spawns really far away from each other, and more importantly, everyone was playing aggressive in the middle. All I had to do was sit in either of these bushes and wait for my trophies. I don't think I was spotted here once, and that's how I pushed all the way to 735 trophies. It was the highest I have been on this brawler, and I could just feel this winner coming inside of me. Then I won another game, and I found myself 1 win away from reaching this long awaited goal. This game I got probably the worst spawn possible. A lot of the time people come from the left spawn to fight for these boxes, and it happened in this game. But luckily the search only wanted the boxes. For the next few minutes I was able to just move from one bush to another, but in the end game I had to walk out. Luckily the Jackie was friendly and she saved this whole push. We were getting focused by the spike in the middle, but he was tanking pretty much every single shot. Also he got a kill and then got pinched by the spike. That got me 3rd place, which was more than enough to get the round 25. After winning this game, I have not felt this type of relief in a long time. I can finally stop torturing myself with playing an underleveled brawler, so now my next challenge is to get to Masters while only playing Doug. When you heard that, you would probably think that it was a hard challenge, but honestly, Ranked is just a terrible mode. I've streamed the whole push so you can see that I didn't cheat at all, and the push was surprisingly really easy. Even though I had to play on some really open maps, we only lost 1 game in the first 2.5 hours. I also had some really lucky wins along the way. Okay, they're defending, I think. Yeah, they're defending. Nice, we won. So dumb. That got me to Legendary 2, and in the process I got 1 skin. Oh, it's a skin! Whoa! Just clocked it. The rest of the push from Legendary 2 to Masters took me 1.5 hours. We lost a few more didn't stop me from being one game away from Masters. Here is how it went. Honestly, they have really bad picks, like we should be winning this. Problem is I don't have any friends to play in my team. Yeah, I get you. Like, if I didn't have YT, I don't think I would have a lot of friends to play with. Like, it's really rough to find a team to play in this video game. Okay, one run away. Finally. Zero out of 3, bro. Okay, we got time for him. I think that's Masters. Wow. This game mode is so finished. That's actually sad. Just pushed Masters in like 5 hours, only playing Dag. How is that allowed? Like, how is this game mode real, bro? So unserious. 52 games in total. Yeah, that's also like pretty bad. Maybe a hyper though. Hopefully we can see some changes to ranked soon. Should not be getting Masters in just about 4 hours with arguably the worst brawler in the game. So now for the last challenge I have to get rank 30 Dag. I know some of you may think that this will be an easier challenge, but don't forget that even at level 11 is still one of the worst brawlers in the game. I started my push on this map called Undermine. It has very bushy lane, so it's not that hard to sneak in, or so I thought. If you're playing against any brawler with bigger range than your winner, like Rico or Crow, it's pretty much not possible to win this lane. I have started my push at 11k mastery points and 757 trophies, but it wasn't really successful. Even though we got to 800 trophies, we would win and lose games until we went on a 4-game win streak. We reached my highest 827 trophies, but after that we have lost a few games in a row and dropped to 798 trophies. On the good side, I have gained about 1000 mastery points, so that got me to 12k in total. After this waste of time, I decided to play Brawl, and specifically Backyard Bowl, and even though I didn't expect anything, I was still disappointed. The map is pretty open, but a lot of people still play tanks here, but in my case it didn't really happen. I was countered pretty much every single game. My teammates played like this. Then I got invited to join this insane squad. Insane might be an over-exaggeration. This Ice Knight guy was like the worst possible random during Power League days. He was special, but at least he's not as bad at playing ladder as Power League. Anyways, we played the gem grab again, but this time on last stop. And even though this map also isn't good for Dag, we were winning games really consistently. It's mostly because I was getting carried, but sometimes I did a thing or two. After supering my teammate, this was his reaction, which just shows how bad Dag really is. People don't even know his mechanics at all, and he's been in the game for 9 months already. Quite a shame that Supercell didn't buff him this update. With this team, I managed to get to 868 trophies, and then they both left. After that, I decided to play one game on Backyard Bowl, but after a loss, I decided to stop playing for this day. I managed to get to 13,307 mastery, so the progress wasn't even that big. The next day I was blessed with the best brawler map for Dag, Center Stage. I made a lot of progress during this day. I have hit 900 trophies with randoms, but I didn't stop here. I knew that this is the map I need to take advantage of, and that's exactly what I did. All of the games were pretty fast, we would either win or lose in 30 seconds, which was insanely good for mastery. But I didn't push trophies, so I decided to switch the mode to knockout. The map was Flaring Phoenix. You might think it wasn't that good, but the thing is, a lot of people play these toxic kit comps. Dag maybe isn't the best counter, but he can easily survive with his super. It was good enough, and that's how I reached 950 trophies. After that, a few losses came in, and I realized that I want faster games, so I went back to Brawl. But that's where I was really unlucky. I got sick and I wasn't feeling well enough to grind Brawl Stars for a few more hours. But I was luckily able to hit Gold 2, which got me much closer to that winner. Next day I logged on and I was really disappointed. The maps were really bad apart from one, a cute angle, but the problem was that it had mutations, so that's automatically unplayable. But the next day I was blessed with a really good Brawl map, Sunny S1. I can't say it, it's really disrespectful to football. I started the grind on 17,646 mastery points and I played a lot. I hit 18k, 19k, 20k like it was nothing, and that's where I found a really good team. Oyun Gemizi and Supercell. We were winning pretty much every single game, and that got me to my new trophy record, 961 trophies. After that, we lost one game and Nita left, so I tilted a lot. I have dropped to around 900 trophies, but I was always above that, which was pretty good for mastery. I ended this day with hitting the cap, which was 23,646 mastery points. So now, all that's left for me is to get 1.2k mastery the next day and it would be done. Should be easy, right? Well, I started this day by pushing some rank 30s and then I went on to play Dag. I have played 3 games and then I hit the cap. How did that happen? I was really confused, but there is a simple explanation. Brawl Stars randomly decided to do Mastery Madness and I didn't notice it while pushing, so I ended this day with 24,322 mastery points, which was a bit annoying to say the least. Or so I thought that I ended the day. I got an invite to join this team, Rookie and Math. I knew that I could get my trophies up with them, and luckily they were playing Brawl, so I could use my Dag. We were winning pretty much every game, and in like an hour, we were 1 game away from getting rank 30 on my winner. The game was really easy. We were up against Jackie, Surge and Colt. Not ideal matchups for Dag, but you can make it work. My Nita decided to run in a straight line for no reason and died, but luckily Griff had me and got a very easy goal. After that, Nita gained some brain cells and played a bit more passive, which got us a nice kill. After throwing the bear, she died, but it was enough from her. I outplayed this Surge, or he's just terrible, which got me my super. After this insane pass like Iniesta, I scored, which finished this whole rank 30 push. Shout out to these guys by the way, I didn't think it was possible to push Dag in this meta without playing Kit. So now, the next day came around. The Brawl map was honestly perfect, but it had mutations. That's pretty much unplayable, but luckily the gem grab map was Gemford, which saved this push. This time I started the day by playing with my winner, so that I wouldn't make the same mistake and it went really easy. I lost the first game, but was easily able to win the next 2, which put me 1 game away from touching your winner. My teammates were Otis and B, 2 really good brawls on this map. We were able to easily get control over the mid, which is really important on this specific map. We got a quick countdown and we went to our spawn, but our Otis decided to troll. Luckily B was still here, and with the gems split between us, we survived till the end of countdown. So that's how I managed to get gold 3 mastery, which finally finished my suffering. If you would like to see more beats like these, please let me know, and also which brawler I should master next. See ya in the next one.